Merry Christmas to everyone. So happy to be here with you guys this week. Brand new week as we inch towards this beautiful holiday that I absolutely love. A time where, there's so much that we could rejoice about and just be joyful about. And more than anything, a, a promise, a promise from God for our life that He would send a Savior to help us and to bless us and to change our life and to just be the one to give us the life that God created for us. And it's a beautiful time that we can reflect and just embrace everything good in the season. And, you know, life happens, and I can understand that maybe for some, the season is a challenge. It's a difficult season because maybe there's memories or loved ones that aren't there with you any longer, people that maybe have passed away, or things that have happened that bring certain pain or certain memories that remind you of hurt, of pain, of suffering. And today I just want to encourage you that we, in our perspective, in evaluating these situations that we've gone through in life, we can change the meaning of that. We can give these moments a different meaning. This season for me is a challenged one because I lost my childhood best friend at the age of 21 to obesity. And during this season, during the Christmas time, we did a lot together. I think that's one of the times when we spent most of our time together. We would decorate the house. We'd go together to go get gifts, and we'd pull out the lights, and we'd decorate all the front. We'd decorate the inside. I mean, it was a time where we literally were there every single day together leading up until Christmas. And so there's a lot of memories that I carry with me that I can allow them to influence and impact me in a way of, oh my gosh, he's no longer here. How sad. I miss him. I miss him dearly. But however, I've chosen to focus on the good memories that we had together, on the good things that we did, on the laughters and the joys and the memories that we were able to live and create together. Because I believe that every instance we can take control of how it impacts us. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to live in denial. It doesn't mean that we're going to suppress and try to ignore the fact that maybe it is a painful season. Maybe your son's far away. Maybe your daughter's far away. Maybe a family member's far away. Maybe something is triggering certain memories from the past. We want to acknowledge those, recognize, okay, yeah, this particular situation continues to bring this up, continues to bring this emotion, continues to bring this feeling up, but we can't allow it to overtake us. We acknowledge it, we take a moment with it, and then we release it. There's a great mentor of mine from Texas who would talk about how he lost his mother on Christmas Day. And it was a beautiful family. His dad lost his wife. Him and his sister lost his mother. And the holiday season, or the Christmas time for them, is something that always reminds them of no longer having their mother, always reminds them of the death of their mother, of his wife. But he said something very powerful. He says that at the very beginning of those years leading up to the anniversary dates of, a year past, 2 years past, 3 years past, he he would get into this hole, and he would reflect on, oh, she's not here anymore. I miss her dearly. Why, God, did this happen? How could this situation happen? And this is a gentleman who is a man of faith, a man of God, who has a church, who ministers, a person that is strong in his beliefs. However, the situation was overtaking him, and it would consume him to the point where he wasn't now enjoying his time with his family. He was neglecting spending time with his kids. He was not joyful for them when they opened the gifts and just spending time with them. And the real reason for celebrating, which is the reason of Christ, right? That we can rejoice of this birth, rejoice of this amazing promise from God for our life that now gives us freedom and gives us so much that God wants for us. But he allowed it to impact him. So then there came a moment where he realized this isn't fair. I'm being selfish. This isn't fair for my wife. This isn't fair for my kids. This isn't fair for my family. This isn't fair for me. So what he decided to do was spend the amount of time it took him in the shower to reflect. If he had to cry, he would cry. If he had, memories come up and pains and whatever it was about his mother, he would allow himself that time in the shower. But the moment he got out of the shower, he put it behind him. And it's not that we're simply pushing things away, and it's not that we're not honoring the person, or we're just being rude or mean to just say, okay, I'm no longer going to think about that. But it's about giving ourselves permission to dwell, to embrace what we're feeling, to acknowledge what's happening. I was watching a documentary yesterday on Xanax, and it was talking about how many people that fall to this drug end up no longer embracing their feelings. And it's because they're feeling so much that they don't know how to control this anxiety, all of these emotions. So they need something to help them control it. And I believe that if we can learn to acknowledge our feelings, acknowledge what's happening, acknowledge what's really going on within, allow ourselves and give ourselves permission to feel. Give ourselves permission to recognize that if you're angry, I'm angry. Recognize it. No, but society's going to think you're evil. No, but society's going to give you a wrong name. No, but society says we can't be angry. Screw that. Now, it's not, I'm angry. Now I'm going to take it out on the world, and I'm going to abuse people. I'm going to hurt people. I'm going to just now deliberately release this anger, and I don't care who I hurt along the way. No, that's not healthy. But what is healthy is recognizing I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling sad. I miss my friend. I miss my mom. I miss my dad. I miss this. How does that make you feel? Recognize those feelings, acknowledge, allow yourself, because when you allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to experience, now you decide how much it's going to impact, or you can decide how long or to what degree or to what level, because you are in that process of learning how to take control of your emotions, emotional health, leading to mental health. And he talked about how in that moment it was, okay, I allow myself, I give myself permission, but then I'm now taking control, and I am now giving myself permission to put it behind me. Still honor her. I love her. I miss her. However, I have a life. I have a wife who needs me. I have kids that need me. I have myself that needs me. I have my father, my sister, other relatives. I have a church that needs me. And so I don't know what that might be for you. But I do encourage that in this time, if there is pain involved into this season for you, I encourage you to really take time to confront this, to embrace this. Maybe step aside for a moment, or do as this gentleman did in the shower, right? Go to the restroom, take some time, close the door in the room for a moment. Allow yourself, if you need to cry, cry. If you need to ponder on it. I have a very special podcast that I'm releasing today. It's a special one. I typically release them on Tuesdays, but I decided to do something special today for the Christmas holiday. And even in that episode, I allowed myself to experience and to just allow things that were there that I didn't even think were going to come up or really looking at speaking about, but I allowed them to, because now I'm allowing myself to be able to deal with certain things and allow myself to take control of my emotions, right? And this leads me now to look, as this season is a promise, God's promise, another promise that God has for you is that he wants you to be in health. He wants you to prosper and he wants you to be in good health as your soul prospers. And oftentimes this may be a bit controversy because it might be looked at only on the spiritual sense or only on a tangible side of things in terms of prosperity or spiritual prosperity. But there's in that, he's talking about our soul, he's talking about ourself, he's talking about the person of us. And he wants us to be in good health. That's his desire for us. That's his promise for us. He wants that for us. And we now have to understand that if he wants that for us, we got to want it for ourselves as well. And this is the piece here that I don't want us to ignore. Because it's his promise for us. He desires that for us, but we've also have to desire it for ourselves. And in this desiring for ourselves, it's a commitment that we are making to ourselves. And the reason he desires that for us is because he loves us. He loves us so much. I mean, this whole season is a demonstration of God's love for us. And his love for us is having us to be in good health. But that's one area that we now have to take control of as well. And in that, it's being able to fall in love with ourselves. I've said it in the past. Why do I believe that people tend to fall off and not take care of themselves and not choose health or fight for their health, no matter the cost, is because they may not see the value in health, or they may not see the value and the love for themselves. Loving yourself, learning to love yourself, even in the moments where things might be ugly, learning to love yourself and knowing that you are loved, that you were created in love, by love, through love. And that when you love yourself where you're at, knowing that even if today you're not happy with how you look, you're not happy with your health, you're not happy with the lifestyle that you have, you're not happy with your habits, you're not happy with the things that you're doing, you're not happy with maybe the choices that you're making. The beauty of all this, that is when we love ourselves and we make the commitment to say, if God wants me to be in good health, that means that I can choose that for myself. And when I commit to that, then now I'm committing to loving myself, taking care of myself. I'm committing to myself. The best gift we can give ourselves this season, the best gift we can give ourselves today and every day is the gift of health. And choosing health and knowing that God wants you to be in good health. God wants you and your soul to prosper. As your soul prospers, meaning as you are prospering in your soul, as you are growing with him, as you are building this relationship with him, you want your health to also follow in that way. And it's a responsibility that we've got to choose for ourselves. In loving ourselves and saying, I'm going to choose to be healthy. I'm going to choose to demonstrate that my love for myself through taking care of myself, through being healthy. And it's the commitment piece, that this commitment piece is far greater than anything that you should, or that we honestly could aspire for. Because without health, nothing else matters. Without health, what good is it to have a big house if you can't enjoy it? Without health, what good is it to have beautiful nature if you can't go outside and even walk or embrace it or enjoy it? Without health, what good is it to have tangible things, material things, if we can't enjoy them, or if we're in constant pain, we're hurting. We have kids and we can't have fun with them. We can't play with them. We have grandkids and we can't spend time with them because we can't play with them. We can't enjoy them. We're constantly having to be on medication or sitting down or whatever the situation might be, or simply just living with low self-confidence because you don't like the way you look, bashing yourself, being negative, judgmental about yourself, speaking death over yourself. And when we get to this place to where I love myself and I'm choosing to love myself by taking care of my health, understanding that my health, the way I'm taking care of myself, is going to be an impact on everything around me. As I love myself and I show that love by taking care of my health, I'm showing my wife that I love her. I'm showing my kids that I love her, that I love them. I'm showing my family that I'm taking responsibility to be the parents of the household, to be the breadwinner, to be the loving mother, to be the loving father, to being the person that I was created to be. So when we take this stand, and we make this commitment that through taking care of my health, I am also a reflection of all the good that God wants me to be. And I'm demonstrating that. I'm also showing up better for myself in my workplace, which is going to give me an opportunity to possibly get a raise, get a better job, build a business. I know a gentleman who has extremely great potential and he works for this great company and he knows so much. But his health and the way he loves himself by not taking care of his health, is limiting the possibility of him being his own boss where he can literally make so much more money. And now when we get to the stage when we're unhealthy, well, we cripple our potential. We cripple the possibilities of us achieving and growing and really living the fullness of life, the quality of life that we could possibly live. And that is why it's always coming back to the process of discovery. And this commitment piece is about understanding that this is a commitment you are making to yourself, no matter the cost. Longevity, full time, complete life, commitment. Sadly, the chasing of results is keeping people trapped in a miracle mindset, meaning they just want a miracle. They just want the miracle. Just tell me the secret sauce. Just tell me the secret pill. Just tell me the secret formula. Just tell me the secret thing that I need to do. Just tell me what is it so that I can receive this miracle. And I understand that in certain moments of our life, we can get to this place where it's like, I just want it and I want it now. But then there's the flip side that if we stay stuck in this miracle mindset, we're teaching the wrong thing. Because it's not just about a miracle mindset, but it's more about an identity mindset, and it's embracing a commitment mindset that is, I'm in it for the longevity, meaning that through longevity, I am living this life. I am embracing this life. I am becoming, and as I'm becoming, all of these things that I aspire fall into place. Why? Because I am not simply in it for a miracle. I'm in it for a longevity process that makes up who I am and my life and my stance in life, my belief in life of knowing that my life, I am a healthy person and I live out healthy. And we can get so sucked into these technicalities of numbers. Give you an example in the sense of nutrition. I had a conversation with another mentor, and we were talking about how he's changed his way of doing nutrition, and how oftentimes this demand on, okay, you have to be on a certain macro percentage, you have to be on a certain calorie intake percentage all the time, is literally keeping people trapped and is causing people to stay in an unhealthy state emotionally, mentally, which is literally also stopping the growth or the results in their body. Because they're so conscious of this idea that it's got to be perfect, that it's got to be right, that it's got to be systematical, that it's got to be, that they're forgetting to live. They're forgetting to live a life of health. They're forgetting to enjoy the process, the life And in that, it is found through the commitment that you are choosing to be, and I'm choosing to live, and I'm choosing to be this new identity. And I am going to embrace the entire process, the entire journey by one, understanding what I am believing, which is why I consistently go back to this mindset piece, to the belief piece. If the belief piece is not in alignment, if the belief piece is not right, if the belief piece about what you're believing about yourself is not right, it is going to lead you to wrong actions, which will lead you to wrong results, which will also, more importantly, keep you trapped in this unstable emotional state and mental state that is causing you to do negative, to make the wrong choices, to make negative choices. Because as humans, we're always looking for a justification as to why maybe said thing may not work or is not working. So as we get into this state, the justification, you see, well, it's probably not going to work. And so that belief is literally leading you to take actions and make choices that are confirming what you're believing. So therefore, when it doesn't work, you can justify and say, you see, it didn't work. You see, I was right. You see, hey, I'm never going to release that. You see, I'm never going to get this right. You see, I'm never going to be able to build that muscle. You see, I'm never going to be able to the play with my kids. I'm never going to be able to be a good mom. I'm never going to be able to be a good dad. I'm never going to be able to do this, that, whatever it is for you. But when we take it with the attitude of I'm committed, I am this person. This is who I am. I confess that for my life. It is my nature. It is who I am. Therefore, then, yes, you may not be all the time at the beginning stages making the right choices. Things might fall off. You might make a mistake, but we understand that I'm in this process. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm loving this and knowing that as I believe that, it will lead me to the right actions, which will give me the right result. But I am enjoying that journey. I am enjoying that process, which is why faith is so important. Because it's not by what I see, it's by what I'm choosing to believe. And this concept it has been destroyed so much because it's taking people to believe in things that just that just don't work in the sense of faith. But when you believe right, it will lead you to right actions, which will lead you to right results. And it's a constant. It's a constant. And it's that knowing who I am. It's that knowing of what I was designed to be, what I was created to be, what the Creator says about me, what God says about you. He wants you to be healthy. He wants you to prosper. He wants you to be in good health. He wants that. So it's not a matter of him not wanting. Now it's a matter of us believing and receiving. And as humans, that is hard because we tend to see things in the natural realm. We tend to look at things as a human horizontal relationship. I'm like, it's hard for me to receive that because others may have hurt me. Others may have put me down. Others may have set me up to fail. Maybe a family member, maybe somebody that rejected you, maybe a friend that abandoned you, maybe somebody that backstabbed you. So when we take the stance in the natural and we look at things in the natural, we are going to simply be distraught and defeated. But when we understand, okay, who am I? What is my identity? What is the person that makes me? What is that promise for me? What is that? Who am I? Oh, I'm choosing to be this because I believe that because that is what God says and wants for me. Then in that stance, you stand on that. You believe in that. You confess that. You declare that. You speak that truth. You receive that truth. And then you go out and you take the action according to that truth for you, according to that belief. And we stay stuck on that until it happens. Because there comes a time where your faith will align to perfection and it will cause things to manifest and it will come true. It will be tangible. You will see it. But if we're not living if we're not enjoying the process, if we're not embracing it, if we're not present, if we're not, there's something so powerful. We gotta let it go. We gotta let go of this anxiety of wanting a result. We've got to let go of this idea of how our health journey should look like. We got to let go of this idea and of this um, creation thing that we might construct in our thoughts. Like I had somebody that I used to work with years ago that they were they had done so many different diets, they had done so many different programs that when I started coaching them, I was totally different in the way I did things. It wasn't about stressing the emphasis of what you had to do each time and how perfect you had to be, but it was about embracing the process, learning to love yourself, and allowing your mindset and the beliefs to start taking care of these areas that were in deficit. And that person just could not understand it because he had created this idea. Excuse me. He had created this idea in his head of how his health journey had to look, of what his nutrition plan had to look, of what things he had to do each day, on how it had to look. And my friends, it's not about our own idea of what it needs to look like. We sometimes have to give up this idea because if we stay stuck on that idea, it's going to limit us to the possibility of being able to learn something different, being able to do things in a different way that will give you the results that you've been wanting or desiring in your life. So we've got to give up this stubborn idea within ourselves and we've got to let it go. We got to let go of this anxiety of, I want it now, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. Let go, because that want and that desire, that pressure, all it's doing, it's building up pressure and it's causing an explosion within. It's causing such a destructive emotion within. It's causing such a destructive tension and pressure within that is not going to allow you to get to the results that you want. That is why it's letting go. Well, how do I do that? Let it go. Stop pressuring yourself in the sense of like, it's got to happen. It's got to happen now. No. It's already happened. I'm letting it go. And I'm enjoying. I'm living. I'm understanding that I am a healthy person. So how can I live that? How can I enjoy that each day? How can I discover new ways that I can embrace this new life, that I can live and I can let go of this tension, let go of this pressure, let go of this stress, let go of this frustration, let go of this anger, let go of this rage, let go of this pain, let go of all the hurt, let go of all the wrongdoings that I've had, of all the failures that I've had that keep reminding me, oh, you're going to mess up again, that keep reminding you, oh, but you are a fat person, you are an overeater, you are a stress eater, you are a binge eater, you've been it your whole life, so therefore, what makes you think it's going to be different? We've got to let go of all of that. Young. We've got to let go. If we keep holding on to that, we're going to keep finding a justification to confirm that that is true. But that is not you. You've got to make the choice for yourself. That's not me. Yeah, David, but my present is still showing that. Okay, but those are just actions that you're doing based on who you've been. But when you choose to say, that's not me, I'm no longer an emotional eater, I'm no longer a stress eater, I'm no longer an unhealthy person, I'm no longer an overweight, obese, unmovable, unactive, unfit, unhealthy person. I'm no longer that. I give it up. That's not me. I let go of this idea that keeps reminding me of who I currently might be, of reminding me of this old person, that reminds me of all the things my life has been like in the past. That's no longer me. I let it go. And in that, I also let go of this anxiety and this tension that things have to happen right now. They have to be like this. I have to get like that. Is it possible to achieve this waist trim in the next year? I mean, all of those things, cool. I mean, if you want to focus on those goals, but like, let's just focus on each day. Let's just focus on 1% better. Let's focus on the good things that we're doing. Let's focus on the good wins, embracing the good wins, loving yourself, and knowing that each day as you are striving, each day as you are believing right, each day as you are confessing right, confessing who you are, confessing my new identity, and each day as I'm making and inching my way towards these new actions, towards these new habits, towards constructing and making this new identity come to life and manifest it, then I'm going to achieve those results as a consequence. It just happens as we believe right and as we focus on our identity. Staying trapped. Staying trapped in this belief is what keeps us stuck. So if we can start focusing on here, changing the meaning of things that we've been giving, circumstances and situations and past things and experiences from the past, changing the meaning of that, no longer who you are, recognizing, yeah, okay, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. That's right. But each day you have the possibility of inching closer to that. Each day you have the possibility of getting closer to that fulfilled promise. Each day I get closer to being able to see that come true, come to pass for my life. Anxiety, stress, frustration, all of these negative emotions we've got to let go. And we do that by looking at, well, what's producing these interferences in my life? What is producing all of these negative emotions, negative feelings? And we've got to go within to reevaluate. We've got to go within and relook at things that I might still be believing, that I might still be holding on to, that are keeping me in this negative state. Next week, I'm going to do in next week's podcast, we're going to really talk about specific things that we can lean into for this new year. Specific things that we can start doing and start tackling, and some really cool resources that we can start utilizing to maybe help us get on track if you've fallen off track, or to simply maybe increase your effectiveness in health, right? Because that's really where it comes down to. If we can inch closer into the effectiveness of health and choosing our life and choosing health for our life, then we are going to be able to get better. We're going to be able to get to that destination. We're going to be able to get to that place of satisfaction, of results. And another thing is we got to be really true to ourselves. The commitment that you say you're making to yourself, like, are we really holding ourselves to that commitment? Is it really, no matter, I'm choosing health no matter what? And is it really, am I holding myself to the standards that I want to live by? Which is why I think we all need to reevaluate our standards. What are the standards that you are wanting to establish for your life? And a good tool to help us is just very basic questions. What is important to me? And based on that importance, if family is important, if health is important, if your business is important, if being there for your kids in every school event is important, if whatever that might look like for you, if those things are important, then based on those important things, then we got to evaluate, okay, what standard do I want to establish? What is that standard? Maybe it's, I'm not going to be confessing, speaking negative anymore. That's a standard of mine that I want to live by. Okay, great. Now, are you going to hold yourself accountable to that? Are we going to really truly commit to that? If your standard is, okay, I want to eat healthy, okay, are you really holding yourself up to that standard in being accountable to that? Or are we still secretly being the old person? Are we still secretly going back to who we said we didn't want to be? And if that's true, look, there is so much freedom and so much breakthrough that we can get by acknowledging that and recognizing that if I am doing that, okay, there is a hole, there is an interference. What is causing that interference? Is there a belief that I need to reassess? Is there a thing that I need to go back and change the meaning on about myself, about the situation, about the circumstance, about what's happening? It's about being true to ourselves and holding ourselves responsible to look at, okay, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be open here. And I'm going to really start holding myself to the standards that I want to live my life by. Jordan Peterson builds everything about what he talks about based on responsibility and encourages and teaches how we should be responsible. And through responsibility, how we can find so many different freedoms, so much freedom and so many different things that are keeping us trapped in a life that maybe we're not satisfied with. So in that, as we get closer to the end of this year, that we can really be true to ourselves. And we can really be honest with where we're at. And if there are things that we are struggling with, let's break those out. Let's take them out of that closet. Let's take them out of that shed. Let's take them out of that prison. Let's take them out of that box where you've been holding them in your heart or in those secret places that maybe nobody knows about you. Because as we get that out, we are literally starting to break down this old identity, this old person that is keeping you trapped in the life that you're in, that is keeping you or keeping us in an attitude or in a place of defeat. We take them out of that place. We expose them. This is what's happening here. Okay, great. Now let's break that down and look at, okay, where is this coming from? Where is that coming from? How can we now tackle these things in a very healthy way to then in that change the identity and our makeup so that we can start living out that standard of life that we desire? Because as we live out that standard and hold ourselves to that standard, then we can become and have rather all the things of what we have chosen to become. So next week, we'll be talking about that. We'll be sharing some insight about that. And just know that, look, pressure, I keep coming back to this pressure and this anxiety that we put on ourselves. We've got to let go. Release the pressure. Release that tension. It's not healthy. This is where faith comes in. Of believing and understanding it belongs to me. This is who I am. It is mine. It is my identity. It is my makeup. It is the life for me. It is my life. If there's opposing forces, we never move forward. If there's two forces going at the same time, and this might be your desire for it, and this might be the stress and the anxiety of having it, they're crashing. They're opposing each other. They're never going to go. And there will be a moment where one will beat it. One will defeat it. So if we let go of this anxiety, of this stress and this tension of I want it, and we let go of it, then this can start making forward progress. The pressure releases the clarity, the joy, the life, the embracing, the loving yourself, because that is not a demonstration of loving yourself. We're hurting ourselves in that. We're hurting ourselves in that. I remember when I first started with the business. It was about growing. I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to grow. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it took me to the place where I was sleeping 4 hours a day. I was in LA having meetings at 4:30 in the morning with a team that I had put out in Florida, going to bed at 12, waking up at 4 so that I can set up and do things and have the meeting ready at 4:30 every single day. That pressure, that tension, that anxiety. And then it was during COVID. Now, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, my life is going to fall apart. I don't know what's going to happen with my future. So many things. But when I let go of that, I said, no, that's crazy. And I allowed faith, my belief in knowing that, yeah, I'm going to be able to help people. I'm going to be able to grow. I'm going to be able to encourage others. I'm going to be able to do it. But it's not the way I have been visioning it or looking at it or bringing the pressure on myself. Let go of that, man. Making me sick. My nerves were at the worst. They were flared up like crazy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stand, to the point where literally all of those actions took me to break down, and I had to stop working for like a month or two. And then now talk about, oh my God, what did I do to myself? Now I really can't work. But because I had brought it on myself, the pressure and the tension allowed, and it broke me. And many of us are in that place when we're talking about health, when we're talking about releasing weight, when we're talking about building muscle, when we're talking about wanting to have an image, a figure, a look, to have a certain specific life. Gotta let go. And we have to trust and faith in knowing that I am this person. It belongs to me. This is my life. This is who I am. And I'm going to believe in that. I'm going to press into that. I'm going to confess that. And I'm going to allow that each day, as I'm confessing, believing, I am taking instant action towards that. And the manifestation of that comes through. Why? Because I know who I'm putting my faith in. I know who I am trusting in. God. And he says, want you to be in good health. I want you to prosper and be in good health. And they're together as your soul prospers. That's your identity. That's your makeup. That's what God said. Who are you choosing to believe? That little inside voice, that little thought within that keeps reminding you, that's telling you, yeah, but it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, but you tried it in the past and it hasn't worked. Yeah, but doesn't matter. Look at what you've been doing. Nothing's working. Are you going to choose to believe that? Or are we going to choose to believe what is true? Choose to believe what is real, what has and created you, but has the last word on your life. Faith, my friends. So during this season, I encourage you, as you celebrate Christmas, or as you celebrate this festive holiday, that you can just reflect, what am I believing? What have I been believing? What have I been stuck in believing? What have I been choosing to believe? And I encourage you, let's believe the good, because God loves you. Jesus loves you. And know that today, the next couple of days, or what this season represents, is a promise and a fulfillment of that promise, showing God's love for you and knowing that you are loved. He desires the best for you. He wants the best for you, and he has the best for you. Through faith in Christ, through faith to believe what God says, and believe it, confess it, and know that through that faith, we will achieve it. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I absolutely love you. Today, be on the lookout. I'm going to be releasing a brand new podcast episode. It's a special one. I don't typically release on Fridays, but hey, what the heck? It is Christmas season, and I am just full of joy. I'm so grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for all the bad that's happened. I'm grateful for all the experiences that I've been through. I'm grateful that, this is the first year I will be able to spend Christmas as a married man. with my wife and her family and spend the year with them. And it's just been so beautiful to be able to experience this and being able to enjoy each one of these moments, even in difficult times, even in challenges. Probably this is the one of the most challenging years for me, specifically on the business side, specifically on that side of growth for me. But I am learning together with you to enjoy this entire process and know all of these things will bless me. They will be for my good because I know who I'm believing in and I know what my faith is in. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already connected, follow me on all social media platforms. If we're not connected, you can do that on my same handle across all social media platforms at Dave K. Hernandez, at Dave K. Hernandez. And also, if you want to learn more about me, how I can connect with you, how we can just help you through your health journey, you want to learn about my group coaching, exclusive limited one-on-one sessions. If you want to learn about corporate wellness, how I can help your business grow in a healthy state, look, reach out. You can connect on my website, www.davidhernandez.co, davidhernandez.co, and we can connect there. I love you. Remember, you are incredible. Go enjoy this time. Spend time with those that you love, spend time with your family, and spend time with yourself. Love yourself and give yourself the gift of health. We do that each day by choosing to say yes to health, choosing to love it, and choosing to live it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already connected and part of this community, rather, if you are part of this community, share it with somebody else. Invite them, allow them to also connect here on Fridays, every Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a fantastic day. God bless. Remember, you are incredible. Go out, crush it, and live your best life. We'll see you on the next week's episode. And next week's episode is going to be, I think, inching, yeah, we'll still be in the new year. So I'm excited for that. And we will start speaking, like I said, about practical things that we can carry into the new year. My friends, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Christmas. And I will see you next week. God bless.